Welcome to the community. Today we are going to be talking about panic attacks and panic disorders. The first thing that I have to say is if you are experiencing the symptoms of a panic attack for the first time, it's really important to go and talk to your doctor because there are other diseases, heart disease, lung disease, liver, kidney diseases that can have the same exact symptoms as panic attacks. So if you have a panic attack and you've never had one before, go to your doctor and have them explain to them what happened and have some testing done to rule out any kind of physical ailment. Once all of that has been ruled out, your doctor will most likely recommend you to go see a psychiatrist or a psychologist to get diagnosed if it is just a random panic attack or if you actually have a panic disorder. It's not considered a disorder until it happens more frequently and it has some kind of negative effect in your life. And if you have them on a more frequent timeline, it's really important to go and see a doctor because it can be extremely difficult to manage a panic disorder by yourself. You need some kind of treatment plan. And if it's not too bad of a disorder, you might get away with just going to counseling and developing a plan with your counselor. And that would be more for panic attacks and disorders where it's caused by like regular everyday kind of things. And talking and learn like new coping skills is what's going to help you the best. Now, if you're like higher on the spectrum of having panic attacks and they're like really severe, it's best to talk to a psychologist and a psychiatrist because a psychiatrist is going to be able to get you the proper medications that you're going to need to help with the chemical imbalances. And a psychologist is going to be able to talk to you and figure out what makes you tick, what's really causing the issue, and help you train yourself on how to think differently. That way you don't have these panic attacks as often or as severe. So I can't stress it enough. Get the right kind of treatment and go and get treatment. Some of the factors that cause panic attacks are like your genetics, like it runs in your family, major stress, something like a divorce or a death of a loved one or like someone that you love getting really sick, personality traits where like you are constantly thinking about the negative things in life and like you refuse to accept the good. Like I mentioned earlier, chemical imbalances, that definitely could cause all kinds of havoc. And traumatic events in your life, like if you're abused as a child or if you've been raped, those kind of things can cause panic disorders. And if you let it go untreated for too long, it could have negative effects in your life. It could cause phobias. It can definitely wreak havoc on your work and your school life. It could cause depression. It could cause all kinds of different kinds of psychiatric disorders and feelings of suicide, thoughts of suicide. Like panic attacks can just devastate your life. So, like I said, it's really important to go find the right kind of treatment that's going to work for you. And stick with the treatment plan. Once you go to your counselor or your therapist and you come up with a plan, once it starts working, like don't stop. Like, you need to keep working on it. That way, it don't come back, and you need to take care of this, right? And you need to stay active. By being active, you're going to get your focus off of the things that might be causing the panic attacks. So go ahead, get out there, get exercise, get a hobby, like go do something. That way you're not sitting there dwelling on it, because when you're sitting there dwelling on your panic attacks, you could be causing your panic attacks because you're so worried about having a panic attack. So it's like a snowball effect. It's making itself worse. So sidetracking yourself is a good way of preventing them. Now, if you are not the person that's having the panic attack, and it's someone like a friend or a loved one or a sibling or like someone that you care about, and they're in the middle of a panic attack, just telling them to calm down and stop it, that's not going to work. You're going to have to try and sidetrack their thought. Like, let's say a person with arachnophobia, the fear of spiders. If they see a spider, they're going to like start yelling, scream. They're going to hyperventilate. They're going to be super focused on that spider because they're afraid that spider is going to attack them, bite them, kill them, or whatever it is. And as long as they're focused on that spider, they're going to suffer with this. And the only thing that you could do is get their focus away from the spider. That way you could talk them down and get their brain to like refocus on something different. That way they could get their heart rate back down. They could just start to calm down. And the symptoms of it could be like horrible. Like your heart will start racing. You'll have chest pains. You'll feel like your heart's skipping beats. You'll be hyper focused. Like you'll be like completely aware of all the surroundings of you, but at the same time you're not able to concentrate at all because like there's so much going on. It's like an overload for their brain. And they could break out in sweats, but have chills at the same time. There's like so much that's going on during a panic attack that it's really hard for them to change focus because they literally feel like they're dying. And when they feel like they're dying, it's going to be really hard for you to change your focus or for you to get them to change their focus to be able to calm down. So definitely don't try to boss them around or start yelling at them like, why are you so freaked out? It's only a spider or whatever it is, because all that's going to do is make it worse for them. So to wrap this little discussion up, I'm just going to have to say that if you've experienced panic attacks or if someone that you love has experienced panic attacks, help them, or you need to go and get treatment and stick to the treatment plan. That's the only thing that's going to work. And with that said, I hope everyone is doing good out there, and take care. Have a good night.